Have you ever pondered what makes the Bible unique among other holy books? One key aspect is the sheer volume of prophecies it contains. According to Barton Payne's Encyclopedia of Biblical Prophecy, there are 1,239 prophecies in the Old Testament and 578 in the New Testament. This totals a staggering 1,817 prophecies. This divine footprint, marked by astounding accuracy, sets the Bible apart. Focusing on Jesus, over 300 prophecies recount his life from birth to resurrection. Dive into the prophecies concerning Christ, his birth, ministry, betrayal, arrest, death, and resurrection. These prophecies, etched in the pages of the Old Testament, came to life with the advent of Jesus. Starting with his birth, the prophecy in Micah chapter 5 verse 2 pinpointed Bethlehem as the birthplace of the Messiah. Isaiah in chapter 7 verse 14 foretold that a virgin would conceive and give birth to a son, a prophecy fulfilled with the birth of Jesus to the Virgin Mary. As we move to his ministry, Isaiah chapter 9 verses 1 to 2 predicted that Christ would begin his ministry in Galilee. Genesis chapter 3 verse 15 foresaw that Jesus' ministry would overpower the work of the devil, and Isaiah chapter 11 verse 10 prophesied that Jesus would draw the Gentiles to himself. The betrayal of Jesus too was prophesied. Psalm 41 verse 9 spoke of betrayal by a close friend, a prophecy fulfilled by Judas. Zechariah in chapter 11 verses 12 to 13 foretold that Christ would be betrayed for 30 pieces of silver, with the money going to a potter's field. The piercing of Jesus' hands and feet was predicted in Psalm 22 verse 16. This prophecy was realized during the crucifixion of Jesus when Roman soldiers nailed him to the cross. These prophecies, spoken centuries prior, were realized with astonishing accuracy. The Old Testament is not silent about the Messiah's death and resurrection. It presents a vivid image of a suffering servant, a man of sorrows. The psalmist prophesied Christ's cry of anguish on the cross, "My God, why have you forsaken me?" and the soldiers casting lots for his garments. Another prophecy, quite specific, stated that not a single bone of the Messiah would be broken, a detail meticulously preserved during Jesus' crucifixion. Equally fascinating is how Jesus himself predicted his death and resurrection. In Mark, he taught his disciples that the Son of Man must suffer, be rejected, be killed, and after 3 days rise again, a prophecy that was fulfilled with astonishing accuracy. The prophecies surrounding Jesus' death and resurrection serve as compelling evidence of the Bible's divine inspiration. These prophecies too were fulfilled with remarkable precision. Christ did not only predict his death and resurrection, but also his return. The Bible, in its profound wisdom, speaks of a second coming of Christ, a time when he will return to judge both the living and the dead. This prophecy, like those of his birth, life, death, and resurrection, holds a deep significance in the Christian faith. Jesus himself said in the Gospel of Mark, "The Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected by the elders and the chief priests and the scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again." He spoke not only of his imminent suffering and resurrection, but also of his eventual return. The world scene that Christ predicted would precede his return is rapidly unfolding around us. Signs of the times, as foretold, are becoming increasingly evident. With such precision in past prophecies, the prophecy of Christ's return carries a weight that can hardly be ignored. With such accuracy in past prophecies, are you ready for the return of Christ as predicted?